Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode we worked our way towards Prison Island, the absolute end of the game. But we're not going to be doing that for a while. Skip ahead to episode 98, if it exists yet, if you want to see the end of the game. Otherwise it's going to be some episodes of side stuff. I've mentioned this last episode, but we're only going to be doing side stuff which I think is sensible. Stuff that it makes sense to be doing while God is a credible threat, rather than like daft little fetch quests. It's stuff that has plot and importance at the moment. But in order to get access to all of this, the first thing we need to do is level up Colony 6 all the way to the top. We now have access to everything we need to do the entirety of Colony 6, so let us do that. What do we need to get special up? We need some flexible cellular cells, steel cellular cells, and rainbow slugs. Let's go to the Bionis interior at least and get those cellular cells first. Well, whilst we're out in this area grinding out cellulars, I may as well show off a mildly interesting area. Oh, first of all, here's a wool cellular. These are ones that drop stuff that we need. Why did Shulk open with Monado armor? Is that just a fear response to enemies he thinks are the same level as him? Well, they are the same level as him, they're just not a threat. Ooh, a gold chest. It'll definitely have one of the steel cellular cells in. Yes! And more Asura Gubs. HP up. Powerful. First of all, if we come around here, there is a scary-looking Dracos Telethia called Dark King Barbarous flying around. Genuinely don't know whether we can take him or not, but he's fucked off over there, so I guess we aren't going to find out. But there's an ether deposit over there, which we'll go to in a second. But you have this little side room here, which goes to an additional lung. Bionis has got 3 lungs. The first lung there, the third lung there, and we are entering the second lung now. This, I think, has a fair few cellulars in it, but also is the best place to get. It's the highest. Oh, I got one already. We found 2 black leather beans for Colony 6. I can't wait to see the happy looks on everyone's faces. You actually need 3 in total, because you need 2 for Colony 6, and then you need 1 for the actual Collectopedia as well. They are very, very rare, like less than 1% chance of spawning black leather beans. But the second lung has the place that has the highest spawn rates for them, so that's pretty cool. Let's do in this Telethia.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, Dumban, but thanks for asking.
I wish I had a brother or sister. You guys look like a real family.
Well, you're basically like our baby brother.
What? Baby brother?
Be careful what you wish for.
Disturbing, given the incoming romantic connection between Shulk and Fiora. Anyway, this is a unique monster of a cellular, which should be fairly high chance of dropping what we need. Fights like any other of the Largo cellulars, which is basically incredibly vulnerable to breaking and toppling. Well, we've topple-locked the shit out of this guy, as in he's already dazed and we're still in a chain attack, wailing on him, and it's the chain attack that just keeps on giving. You love to see it. Oh my god. Oh, 3 times sword drones. Wow, this is going to do a lot of damage. Well, these cellulars have annoyingly high defense. A 6-round chain attack should not do that little damage. But there we go. Look at that topometer. It's barely going down. He's so dead. Oh, there's a regular jelly cellular here as well. Right, let's see what we got. Oh, we got one of the flexible cells as well. Refager armor. Don't know what that is. Dart and a sickle. The 7th of the 10 mythical blades. Widely loathed as a bringer of death. Sounds good. And power effect. It's a melee art. It is one I do occasionally use, so that's better than nothing. Oh, she got level 10 Summon Earth. I don't even remember when that was. Must have been from a monster a while ago. Well, let's definitely do that. Some Earth is the shit. Let's crank that all the way up to full beans, because that damage over time is... Oh, it's how melee can lay down a crap ton of damage without even drawing the aggro. You love to see it. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, let's just go for that. Just genuinely better than what he currently has. And we'll put that Refager armor on Melia, who is one of our medium armor peeps. We'll put a HP up on her, I think, because I think she's in need of that. Oh, down to a fine arts. There must be something about leveling up arts. Couple of unique monsters here. Well, a regular dangerous monster in the Lycorn Telethia, and then Clandestine Apiti. We'll kill these guys first and slowly work our way over to him. He's just a Phoenix Telethia, he's not much of a threat. Let's take on this lad.
go all out.
And he's a Phoenix type, so odds are... Oh, these two clearly come as a set. Odds are he'll use a shit ton of Soul Reed. Phoenix types tend to, so let's not even give him the chance to do that and open straight into a heat-hazed, nonsensy chain attack. I want to hold on to Shulk's Monado Gauge for now, I think. At least using Fiora's drones will give her already access to Final Cross, which hopefully she will use of her own volition, though we're already nearly ready for another chain attack, so... The resisted break. They're not immune to it, just resisted, so there's certainly a chance there. Right, here we go. So, let's try this again. So we'll do Soaring Tempest with Dunban. We'll backslash with Shulk, and then Final Cross, which should knock him down. Wonderful. Then we'll extend that topple with Dunban Steel Strike. Lovely. Oh, then we'll sacrifice our chain to daze him. Nice. He's dazed with a pretty decent topple meter, so let's go now. We will Steel Strike him to continue this nonsense, and then everyone will hopefully just fucking wail on him. Fiora's let off another Final Cross, which means we can launch into another chain attack, which means we can do another Final Cross. You're starting to see how this comes together now. It's absurd. I love it. Oh, Fiora, you're so broken. But she's not, that's the thing. You still have to be a decent level and use her cleverly. Because constantly going to chain attacks is dangerous with certain enemies. But with these guys, yeah. No, we're fine.
We've definitely gotten stronger.
Nothing particularly exciting in there, and this guy's going to drop the cellular cells. I need to do a Z attack frame. That sounds kind of cool. Basically, the slotted versions of Fiora's armors are F-type, then H-type is better, and Z-type is generally the best. The frame does look pretty cool, but Haste 5 is so good. And even though I have a Haste 6 gem, can't put it on there because Haste is a gem that's only for attacking... only for attacking types. So there'll be none of that on we can only put it on a weapon rather than being on armor when it's us. Oh, that's just a regular Dracos. I know Dark King Barbaratus flies around here. So I think this area is probably the final location in the... Oh, I've got to be in my throat. It's probably the final location in the Bionis interior that we can get to. This isn't a location. There we go. Well, either way, let's fight these cellulars, because these will both drop the things we need. Oh, there's our final flexible cellular cell. And that's our final steel cellular cell. Excellent. Got all the cellular cells that we need. What the... Oh! Dracos out of nowhere. Well, let's kill this man. Oh, we ate him with sword drones. That was good. Don't let the fuckers let off soul readers, basically. The main rule for fighting Telethia. Right, we'll just go up to this final little bit, because I think maybe this is the final location in here? Just to fill in the whole map. Or maybe it's there. I mean, there's literally the only two places I can still get to, so... There we go, the terminal vein. Is that it? Yes! There's the entire big fucking circle that is the Bionis interior. Let's harvest these, and then, weirdly, the final thing we're now missing is Rainbow Slugs, which are just a collectible on the fallen arm. So I just need to go down and walk around the fallen arm for a bit. To my knowledge, no one trades it, so... Oh, I forgot about Ancient Daedalus! Oh, he's just there on this beach. Oh, Jesus Christ. Also hilarious. Eggle brags about Yaldabaoth being the strongest mechon ever built, and it almost is, at level 80. But Ancient Daedalus outpaces that by some margin. Oh, I've been murdered. So it's technically Yaldabaoth is the second strongest mechon ever built. Ancient Daedalus, we will be taking them on eventually in a post-game episode, but yeah, Ancient Daedalus is also unusual in that it's one of very few enemies in the game to have a proximity spike. It just deals constant spike damage to you just by fucking being there. Doesn't even have to, it doesn't even have to be toppled or for you to interact with it. Just being within a certain range of it, it just fucks you up. Let's not gather some collectibles on Giffen Beach. How about that? Oh my fucking god. That is the first Rainbow Slug I've got. I have been Past Doctor, please... Not Past Doctor, Future Doctor. I'm Past Doctor. Tell me how long it's been. I'm going to confirm that that is in fact my first and not my second Rainbow Slug. That is my first Rainbow Slug. I have been combing the Fallen Arm for... I think I'm on my 5th or maybe 6th circuit of it at the moment. And that is the first Rainbow Slug I've got. Holy shit. Right. So there is a way of... I talked about this in an earlier, last episode. Fuck, I'm just going to do it. So, one of the best things, genuinely, that they have added into the Definitive Edition is some of the benefits of Time Attack. Note, I do not say Time Attack mode itself. Time Attack mode is not one of the best things they've added. It's perfectly fine, but its main purpose and its main strength is the fact that I've been kind of talking about this throughout the whole series, but now we have access to the full set of trades. We can trade our Nopon Stone with the Time Attack, the Nopon Sage, for any materials and collectibles, not ingredients, that we might need for Colony 6 reconstruction. Because, yeah, you can spend hours just wandering around looking for these things. There's the Black Liver Bean, and there indeed is the Rainbow Slug. That cost us half of all of the Nopon Stone we've obtained so far. Worth it. Because frankly, that has taken... well, put it this way. I started recording this episode 1 hour and 40 minutes ago. And most of it, I think, has been walking around the Fallen Arm. So I think it's been about an hour and a half. So frankly... It can be brutal to grind Nopon Stone out. It's not brutal, it's just really time consuming. But at least you're steadily making progress. If you're just doing the same quest, not quest, what's it called, Time Attack challenge over and over again, at least every time you do it, you're getting more stuff. Whereas wandering around the Fallen Arm gathering collectibles, at some point you just want to say, you don't feel like you're making any progress. Everything you've got so far doesn't mean the next thing's any more likely to be a Rainbow Slug. And if you look at some of my some of the collectibles we've actually got in terms of numbers, yeah, 2 Rainbow Slugs, 16 of so all these top ones are now all Fallen Arm ones. We've got 16 oil oysters, 30 golden beetroots, 28 ether penguins, 16 poisonous corals, 32 summer stars. It's absurd. The percentages are wild. Either way, we can now at least finally get level 4 even of special. And that builds us a watchtower at which we can get collectibles from everywhere, including the places we no longer have access to on the Mechonis. And as is always the case, when we get to all of a certain level, we get streetlights extended out that far, and a present! The present this time is the debuff resist 5 gem, which is actually not half bad. For certain nasty monsters, that can be pretty good. Enemies are attacking one of the colony's ether planters. Maybe they are attracted to the ether there. Fend off the attack before one of the inhabitants gets hurt. So, we've got, as we've mentioned in the past, a number of these quests appear. The Defend Colony 6 quest when you hit certain milestones. When you get everything up to level 4, or is it just when we get everything to a certain percentage? Because there's a percentage... no, I think it's just when you get everything to level 4. There is a percentage which is a combination of how much reconstruction you've done so far, plus the population of all the people you've invited. But this one I think is just when you get everything to level 4. Is Defend Colony 6 Elite. Let's head down to Ether Planters. Is this not the Ether Planter? This Gauss pylon here? I mean, our radar is strongly implying it's down there. Right. So at the unfinished battle sequence at the end of the Ether Mine, Dunban slid down this slope. It looked cool as fuck, and it was like, "Give him hell, beast," from Dixon, who we now know as a twat. But at that point, Dunban was able to survive this. No, he's clearly aged terribly since the end of the Ether Mine. In fairness, that was episode 19. This is episode 94 or something wild. 93? 4? I've lost track a little bit, but... God, we have been doing this a long time. Holy shit. I'm trying to think, when did I start this in the house before my last house, or did I start it in my last house? The joys of renting and moving around so frequently. But hey, at least I own a house now. Which I absolutely didn't when I started this. But it was... Oh, here we go. Which is scarier, the level 50 M61 fire support, 71 even, all the Telethia that are over there. Let's fire up a fight against this guy and stand back and wait for Shulk to enchant. Shulk and Fiora are fine. Dunban is functionally useless until Shulk fires up enchant. There he goes. At least, right. I talked shit about it when we were going up the Mechonis and we had anti-Mechon weapons. It was really annoying how Shulk's AI will always do everything it can in the beginning of a battle with any Mechon to prioritize just firing up enchant. But, there we go, that's that quest, that was easy. But it is handy at least when you don't have anti-Mechon weapons, that is what he will prioritize. And also, even if you do have anti-Mechon weapons, enchant does still double the amount of damage you do to Mechon, which is still nothing to be sniffed at. Right. So it's taken me an hour and 40 minutes to gather some of the ingredients for one level of Colony 6. And because I hate myself, this episode, I'm going to do all the rest of it. I am going to get everything up to level 5, and then we're going to do some quests. We're going to do a side quest following that, which is one of the most unusual side quests in the game, but certainly has a couple of very unique characteristics. What do I need for housing? Vang Starwing, I know where they are. Gogelhorn, Red Frontier. So we can trade for the Red Frontier at least. That is easy. Let's head to the Fallen Arm. So if we have 5 stars of affinity here, which we do, we can trade with Rizaka for the Red Frontier. They are a collectible from Frontier Village, from the Central Factory, which obviously we no longer have access to anymore, but we can trade for it. We could also try and technically get it from the various points in Colony 6 that let you trade, let you collect collectibles from anywhere, but we don't need to do that, which is great. What else did we need? It was the Vang Wings, so we get those from... Right, it's surprising how much stuff that you need for late game quests is in Bionis Lake. But I guess it's just Bionis Lake, because it's an earlier area you reach, it does have some stuff to tempt you back. Whereas like mid to late game things, everything's pretty high level, whereas early game areas, it throws you, like Tephra Cave and Bionis Lake, it throws you some stuff to be like, by the way, you might want to come back here later because shit is going to get wild. So you have stuff like the Windy Cave, you have Immovable Gonzalez, you have all the Magnus Ardens, you have a lot of these places where there's really high level stuff early in the game to let you know, by the way, you may want to consider revisiting places later on. But anyway, down here in the Windy Cave are these Tempest Vangs, and these drop the Vang Wings that we need for this chunk of restoration. There's one already. Great start. Oh, and that's the second. Wonderful. I guess it's just because the last one took me 90 minutes. That was significantly easier than I expected it to be. Gogelhorns, right. So, what am I going to do for this? Right, fuck it, we'll try it as we are. I should probably level myself up to the highest level we can get, which is 80-81-ish at the moment, in order to tackle this, but it'll be kind of fun to see if we can do it at our current level. There are no low-level Gogels in the game. The only, like, Gogels are an enemy, like these ones down here, that I just always associate with running the fuck away. These ones we might be alright. Okay, those Gluttony ones are yellow, but I don't know if you ever noticed. Look at the name tag above. For the enemies that you're probably fine to face are just grey. Enemies which are a little bit are yellow, and enemies that are red are you're going to be in like agility and tension debt for basically the entire fight. I reckon we can probably take these yellow ones though. If we do badly here, I will... just, I will crack our level up artificially. But for now, let's just see how we do. But yeah, these are literally, these ones here on my honest leg are the lowest level Googles in the game, and they're still level 75. They are just a inherently high level enemy, so there we go. I always love it when Blossom Dance actually kills something. Like, don't get me wrong, the line that goes with Blossom Dance, the born in a world of strife against the odds, we choose to fight, Blossom Dance, is so Dunban and also so fucking cool. But when he literally slays an enemy upon completing that mantra, it's particularly good. And it did it again, and Fiora, I think, missed? Not missed in an agility sense, but literally physically missed with Final Cross, because that didn't seem to topple anyone. But I think it's because Final Cross is a cone in front of her, and I think she was just literally pointing the wrong way, which is unfortunate. Fuck it, let's topple this guy, why not? You can still... you may be 3 levels higher than me, I can still fucking force topple on you, though. Ooh, Final Cross into a 2x sword Blossom Dance. Are we going to extend? Oh, we're going to extend. Right. I don't know if this is true or not, but it definitely feels like if you get 1 chain extension, you're likely to get more. It's very rare that it doesn't feel like it's very often that you just get the 1. Normally it's like, oh, this is just a 1-shot chain attack, or this is one where we're going to get a ton of extensions. Right, let's see how many Goggle Horns we get. That's 1. That's 2. That's a quality horn. Still kind of a Goggle Horn, but technically not. There we go. Right, there's some more down there, so let's do that. Clearly we're fine to fight these guys. I really thought I'd have to crack my level up, and what have we got access to? We can get as high as 81. Pretty spicy. But frankly, if we don't need it, fucking hell. This is going to be important, because, like I've said, the next couple of episodes are going to be doing quests that it makes sense to do before the end of the game, but unfortunately some of them require fighting very high-level enemies. Over the next couple of episodes, we'll be fighting level, 87 to Lethia. But part of me is starting to think, maybe we can just do that. Surely not 87, no, because then you're getting into agility debt and tension debt problems. Sorry, when I say agility debt and tension debt, what that's meaning is... agility debt is... you just spend so much, like, when an enemy's 5 levels above you, basically all your attacks just miss. Which means you can be as optimized as you want, but your physical attacks will miss, and the only way you can really fight them is with ether-based attacks, like how we fought Armored Rockwell a couple of episodes ago. Whereas tension debt is just, because you're missing so much, you spend all of your time in low tension, and you're just constantly reassuring your squad mates and whatnot, and it just becomes really difficult. Even if you are kind of dealing damage, you're not getting the benefits of high tension, and it just becomes a bit of a nightmare. And I think that is always an issue. Like here, we're fighting enemies a couple of levels above us, but we can't go that much higher above where we are. Didn't need 2 sword runs there, but it did look really cool. Right, has that got us all the horns we needed? Have you got the pot noodle horn? That's an obscure reference. Oh, there we go, Rex chest, that's pretty cool. Rex is, I think, more powerful than the heavy armor that Ryan has at the moment. Well, either of them have. Either of our heavy lads. Yeah, that's better on Ryan, and what's Ricky got? Ricky's got Asura, and I think, Rex is actually not as good as Asura. But we'll put the Rex on Ryan. And we've got our 3rd Goggle Horn, so let's go and reconstruct housing up to the top level. Seven large houses have been built, and having completed all levels of housing, we receive a present. The Oriental Glasses, which are pretty fucking powerful. And I guess it's the achievement, Building a Community, which I think is get anything to level 5. Well, Future Doctor will have told you by now anyway. So yes, Initial Tension 3 is not incredible. There are better things, but also they are absurdly powerful light armor. So for anyone who's going down the light armor route, like for example I mean, it could go on Shulk, but frankly, actually, the initial tension, it might be a good idea to put it on Shulk, to be honest. Yeah, fuck it, we're on initial tension with Shulk already, so let's put that Rondine cap onto Melia with one of our... Have we got any for up 6? Yes, we have. Let's slap that on, and yeah, Shulk gets the sweet glasses. They're on his head, but, I mean, we could move them to be on his face, but the problem is, it looks like that. Right. Don't get me wrong, I'm a wearer of glasses. I'm currently wearing glasses, but it just doesn't look right. It really doesn't. Whereas actually having the goggles on the head, it just feels much more Shulk. He's that kind of slightly steampunk mechanic that goggles on the head works. I was about to say like he looks like a fucking nerd with the glasses. Says me here wearing glasses, but frankly, if you've watched up to episode 94 of this series, the revelation that I'm a fucking nerd should neither be shocking nor indeed even a revelation at this stage of the game. Right, let's plug on and do the next level. What do we need for Commerce level 4? We need an Ocean Elixir of Life and four Hill Fireflies. Well, that's just a basic collectible in Colony 9, I think? That's weird, then. That's so special. Anyway, we're in a perfect position to get the Ocean Elixir of Life. Let's head to the Freight Road. So here, when it's raining on Freight Road, are the Kyle Lexos, ready to down a can of monster and punch through some drywall. You can also get the Ocean Elixir of Life, as we did when we needed it for the Replica Monado quest, by trading with a tail in Frontier Village with full affinity with Colony 6? Central Bowness. But you can get it fairly easy from the Kyle Lexos, which is only a level 60 enemy. That's fairly doable. The only deal with Kyle Lexos is they only appear here on the Freight Road not in a thunderstorm, but it has to be raining at least for them to appear. But they are guaranteed to drop an Ocean Elixir of Life, and you only, I believe, need the one for Colony Restoration. Yep, so now we just need to get 4 Hill Fireflies. Right, this is really weird. Hill Fireflies are just... They're just a collectible in Bionis Leg. So it's really weird that I have none of them when I need 4 of them. They're not a rare one, so let's run around Bionis Leg a bit and see what we get. As with, as I say, everything that you need for either the Replica Monados, I didn't mention the time actually, but everything you need for Colony 6 Reconstruction or the Replica Monado quests, I think, are all technically available from Time Attack, and it's the real usefulness of Knock on Stone. Yes, you can buy, gems of any level, which is really nice to be like, hey, I'll grab some Heatsink 5s or some of that shit that you literally cannot get in the game. And that's pretty potent, but the real strength of it is just not having to wander around for, like, okay, grinding enemies out to get materials is one thing, but collectibles are a complete bollocks just because you just gotta walk around and just sometimes they just do not, the spawn rates just do not play dice, and it's a real piece of shit. So I'll do a cycle or two of Bionis Leg, and then if these ones aren't expensive from Time Attack at all, so you get roughly 4,000 to 5,000 ish Knock on Stone for a decent run of a given level. These only take 2,500, so you can pick these up fairly easily in Time Attack, whereas Rainbow Slugs, for example, took 25,000, so that's, 5 decent runs through a Time Attack, which is less good. So we'll at least do a circuit of Bionis Leg here first. Also, the music is fucking banging here, so I'll happily just sit and listen to this for at least 20 minutes. There's our first Hill Firefly. Wonderful. It's still crazy to me to see the, ruins of the Mechonis over there. Bionis Leg, for me, is the absolute archetypal area from Xenoblade, because it was the moment where this game went from being, oh, this is kind of interesting, to, holy shit, this game is colossal and really fucking cool. And I always associate that moment with going around doing the quest from the refugee camp, and often just seeing the Mechonis in the distance, not being that close, but just seeing this red-eyed titan, and this is just after that scene with when you get out of Tephra Cave for the first time. There it is, the Mechonis, our enemy scene. Now we know. Oh, you were so wrong. The Mechonis wasn't your enemy at all. If anything, the Mechonis was more on your side than the Bionis ever was. And it's just that, if anything, hammers home how much shit changes over the course of this game. But for me, yeah, Bionis leg is always just the core Xenoblade area. So I'll always love it for that reason. Anyway, we've accidentally got into a fight with the Magnus Ardun, but we're doing fine. Let's gather some more Hill Fireflies. Well, he drops an Ardun Elderbeard, which I have a feeling is actually a thing we need for this level of commerce. Oh no, it's for the next level of nature. But either way, we do still need more of them. So no harm in taking that. Fun fact, we can also just go into these mushroomy areas now, because before we would have been fucked up by these Dark Hogs. Whereas now, if anything, actually, we need to kill these, because they do drop something that we need for one of the Replica Monado quests. So it's another resource that we can gather. Hog's Daylight Spur, I think, is what we need for... Yes, Replica Monado 3. What else do we need from Replica Monado 3 out of interest? Oh, it's the Wisp Zombie that's the problem. Because, yeah, those Wisps are sitting in... Oh, shit-ass. They're sitting in Tephra Cave at level... absurd. 94, 95? I mean, they're Wisps, so they're not exactly a hard fight, but... you still run into agility blocking problems. It's also weird just seeing Bionis Leg, not only without, like, the Mechonis off in the distance, but also... without the Mechonis sword, because the sword stretches straight above it, and that's always one of the things that struck me when I first played this game, was like looking at the Mechonis sword and being like, holy shit, this gives you an idea of the scale of this game, and that's really fucking cool. And then the moment you actually get to the sword, where you're like, oh my god, I'm on this place I was looking up at on high so long ago. That if you can see it, you can go there, that Xenoblade does, is really good for reinforcing the scale, because it makes you realise how far you've come to get to where you are. Anyway, I've done a full loop of the Bionis Leg, and I've got a grand total of 1 or 2 Hill Fireflies. There we go, I got 1. So, let's get the other 3 from in here. Trading in our Nopon Stone pretty rapidly there, but oh well. We are going to need some of it as well, because also there's there's 2 enemies actually that drop things which we literally can't get at yet. But I want to do all of this episode, because I hate myself. So, anyway, that lets us clock in Commerce Level 2. Oh, we're actually out of money for it. That very rarely happens, but in fairness, I haven't been selling a great deal of stuff throughout this playthrough, so I think literally if we even just sell the weapons and armor we're hanging on to, let alone materials and collectibles, whereby if I sell, you know, half of the shit I found on Colony 6 during Colony 6 Fallen Arm while looking for better things, good lord, that alone will pay for all of the Colony's stuff. Though here I think literally just selling weapons has done it. And there we go, Commerce Level 5. 7 shops have been built. That's total, not specifically. Technically it's 9 actually, because of other levels, but there we go. And we now get, for completing everything, we get Titan Arms, which are pretty good, I think. Yeah, they're better than what Ryan's got at the moment, and they're also got Pierce Resist. So I haven't talked much about Pierce. So Pierce Resist is one of those gems that you can't make. It can only be on unique equipment like the Titan Arms. Some attacks pierce, which means they ignore your defenses and they just go through and everything hits your health. There's nothing you can do to defend against them. Pierce Resist resists that, so if something would do 1,000 damage with Pierce, it will only do 500 with Pierce, and it kind of ignores it to a fair extent, which is pretty decent. Now that we've got Commerce up to level 5, let's have a look at some of the shops, I think. We'll make it properly daytime. And I think we will start off. So most of the shops that appear kind of like start on the left and move over towards the right as the colony expands into that area of kind of wasteland when you first start there. So we'll start over there. A couple of the shops we're going to be seeing only appear under very specific conditions, and a lot of people miss them for those reasons. But we're starting here. This is shop 7, I think it's officially called. Anything useful here? Let's find out. No. No, these are all names I recognise, and none of them are particularly exciting. No. H frames. Ugh, we're up to Z frames now. Don't need this shit. But there are some useful arts books. Ether Drain, Healing Energy, Magstorm, and Lock On are all Fiora arts that we have. We should probably get the art books because why not? Let's suck them down. Really nice change they made in the definitive edition. Now if you just go to the art screen, it tells you, hey, you've got all these things. Previously you had to go to your inventory and eat the art books, like utilize them, hence eating them, kind of go, now I know how to do Magstorm and whatnot, before you'd even learn them. And we can also do shop number 9, which is this Noppon over here. Oh, those look like new names, so there might actually be something useful in here. Nope, literally all those weapons are worse than what we have, so that's you. Ooh, I was going to say that's usually the case for the armor too, he says, kicking the table heavily. But we're on 4 sets, and we only have 3 for Fiora at the moment, so goggles doesn't matter quite so much. But what are the options we have here? Aggro up, Art Seal 4. With unique Fiora armor, it's always worth just looking at exactly what the gems do on it. Oh, speed 4 frame, nice. Oh, look at that. Haste 6, and much more powerful than what we have. Yes, absolutely worth it. What do we have? Speed 2 arms, therefore speed 4 arms are just a a generally better increase. Do I want strength or do I want agility? I want agility. I have Fiora in the Dunban fashion for that reason. I think in terms of trowel, we have our own stuff on, which is better than anything that's technically on offer here. The power ones are better, and they give HP up. Oh, let's go for those, I think, actually. And then drones-wise, oh, we're low on cash. And we've got some useful Fiora books to buy here. So, let's carefully sell some things. First off, I want to sell... I've already sold all my level gems. Ugh. Wow. Then let's sell materials for which we're sure we don't need anything. Anything that says glyph, by the way, is never worth holding on to. It is all of these glyphs you get for fighting unique monsters, and they just... It says, the truth of blah 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 sells for a high price. Spathiglyph, the truth of space, sells for a high price. They're always just worth selling for a high price. Anything that says glyph. And that brings us up to, 400,000, which is pretty good. I'm just trying to eyeball this, remembering what we need for other quests as much as I can. Bloodstained Face we definitely don't need for anything. There we go, we're up to 500,000 quid, so let's go and buy some shit again. Drones, anything useful? These might be slightly better drones than what we have stats-wise, but I like sword drones, so there we go. Fiora arts that we can get from here which are really useful. Air Fang, great. Double Wind, great. Speed Shift, great. Those are 3 Fiora arts I use all the time that I've wanted next level for a while. Fuck it, we'll buy the others while we're here, why not? Right, the Rondine set is pretty good light armor, so I want to see if this is useful for anyone. Oh, Fiora's got some new looks. We've got the F-Speed 3 arms. Oh, that does actually kind of go with her look. It's teal and gold. Fuck it, we'll go for it. And then we've also got F-Speed 3 legs, which are bird legs once again. We'll go without those, thank you. Oh, that haste 6. That's nice. I'll take the lower HP for the topple resist and just better defenses generally. And it frankly frees up HP up that can be used better on, I believe, Shock. And we're in a case where we've replaced a lot of unique armor with slotted variants for Dunban, so what do we want to give Dunban? Oh, is it going to be agility up? Mix things up a bit, give Dunban some agility. There we go. So that's the normal shops. And what do I mean when I say normal shops? I mean there's 2 more secret shops. So there is shop 6, which is only accessible at night time. So this one up and over to the right here is shop 6, which is just a high-end tier shop that's kicking about at night. Any useful weapons here? No, this is probably even before we're at the stage where any of this was useful. Yeah, unfortunately, this game hasn't quite figured out how to do Colony 6's scaling. Say, for example, you know, you get everything to level 4 and you fight a level 50 enemy, whereas for that level you need to have gone really far through the game. And generally this game just kind of misses with where the usefulness of Colony 6 shops are. There's one good shop, which you get for getting both commerce and housing up to level 5, and even so, it's only available in the fucking dead of night, that actually has useful shit that you need. Because none of this armor's any use, and books-wise, well, some are nice, I'll take, and that's probably about it. But as I mentioned, there's one shop that's there in the middle of the night. Everyone misses this one. If you have got housing to level 5 and commerce to level 5, and specifically between 3 and 6 AM, this unlocks the mythical shop 8, which is over here. Collectibles at the Watchtower, by the way, can be collectibles from literally anywhere in the game, including the areas that you no longer have access to. Mechonis Fields, Central Factory, Agneritha, Galahad Fortress, and Sword Valley. But yes, this Machina shop over here, only available in the middle of the night, and it's pretty good. The proprietor is very rude if we leave, she says. You're too much trouble, don't bother coming back.
Yes.
But she doesn't actually mean it. Right, let's see if any of these weapons are any good. Ooh, that's maybe good. Higher min, but lower max. It depends. Do we want stability? Probably do on that, actually, to be honest. Art book for Final Cross. Only place in the entire game where this is, so absolutely, yes, get that. Armor-wise, what do I want? I want to get the Rex arms. Not because they're good, because they contain a look that we need. Yes, I have been paying attention to those looks and want to make sure we can gather as many of the appearances as possible. What are we on at the moment? Z speed goggles, so let's Z attack. Yeah, those aren't going to be as good. I'm just going to eyeball the Fiora stuff first and then we'll see from there. If anything else is also worth getting. Because they have Z sets of everything for Fiora, and Z is the best slotted set for Fiora, but sometimes the unslotted, the unique ones, which are the Ether X, Power X, Speed X, Attack X, are better than the Zs for a given whatever you want. Ooh, that's also... Oh, that's better drones, but no slots, so not worth it. Right, let's buy some of the other stuff as well. So we've got Leidos gear. Leidos, so we've got Leidos head. Weirdly, no chest. Then we've got Leidos arms. Ooh, I'm out of cash again. Holy shit, that happened quickly. Shit's expensive in the late game. So if in doubt, any of the Mechonis parts, anything that's called advanced or reinforced or anything like that, can pretty much be sold without any fear of what's going to happen, because these are pretty much things that you get as drops from Mechon in the Mechonis leg. Mechonis leg, what's it actually called? Mechonis Field, Central Factory, and Agneritha, none of which exist anymore, therefore, there we go, we're up to £1 million. We should be fine. No, we're getting burned through all of that in just Colony 6 stuff this episode, but there we go. Let's buy the Leidos arms, and the Leidos greaves, and then we have an L set again, so these are an old visual from the non-definitive edition game, so let's buy the Rex L set as well. So the Leidos stuff we can't actually fully show off yet because we don't have the full set. It's the Titan 3. So we've seen Titan 1 and 2. Is anyone still wearing Titan gear? Oh, Melia is in Titan gear, and I think... Oh, Charlotte's M100, yeah. I'll show off Titan 3 when we've got all of Titan 3. But we can now show off a couple of types for everyone. We can show off Orion 2, and we can show off Orion L. Legacy 2, even. So, Dunban in Orion 2. Not great. Not terrible either, though. Or in Orion Legacy. Possibly better. Again, suffers from what all of the Legacy armor has of being just way too fucking bulky. So Shulk in Orion 2 isn't terrible, it's just not very Shulk. Shulk's got real light armor vibes, and this just doesn't quite fit for me. And frankly, the Orion 2 is a cool... Legacy 2 is a cool color scheme, but it looks like a shit version of the Dragonbone armor from Skyrim, frankly. So for Melia, the Orion type is a cat suit. And this one is a delicate kind of light blue colour, whereas the Orion 1 is orange. Still not great. Let's see what the Legacy looks like. Very bubbly and a strangely fleshy colour. Let's not think about that too long. So Ricky's Orion 2 looks fairly cool. This kind of gold, silver and brass affair. Slightly ridiculous with the fish, but there we go. See what the L looks like. As with a lot of Ricky's armors, they didn't really actually change the look of it, just the colour scheme with Definitive Edition, because that looks exactly the same, it's just it's a slightly less nice colour scheme, but because of Ricky's shape, let's say, they don't need to put a lot of effort into making it look less bulky, because it's not the armour that's the problem, it's just Ricky that's bulky. So as I think I've previously have shown off, for some reason, Charlie gets a weird ginger, like, skull cap headgear graft in Orion armor, but the last set of Orion armor is bright pink, whereas this one, this blue and kind of cyan, does work with Charlotte, I think. I'm still going to stick with her original style, I think, but let's show what the Legacy looks like. Honestly, I think I genuinely prefer the look of the Orion Legacy. It's got a, especially around the headgear, it's got a real strong Cleopatra kind of vibes, which I think works to the point where... Right, I was going to say I'm going to keep it, but Jesus Christ, it's not doing a lot around the chest and belly, is it? Fucking hell. Oh, Xenoblade, you're so good in a lot of ways of avoiding some of the worst traits of modern video game sexism, but then there's Charlotte's armor, and we're all the way the fuck back to square one. Yeah, fuck it, we'll go for it for now, let's see Ryan's armors. So there's the Orion Legacy for Ryan. Looks fine, not a great colour scheme, and looks a bit kind of fleshy. Because it's like it's all tight around his chest muscles and stuff. It's a bit kind of like... It looks like the Collectors from Mass Effect 2. It's got that kind of vibe to it, and the helmet's a bit dumb. We'll switch him over to the normal Orion, because I actually quite like the armour on Orion. Yeah, the Orion 2 still has that slightly that fleshy look, but it has this kind of cool brass, red and gold look. Even if the gold is a little mouldy, I think it works pretty well. So, right, I have been recording for this episode for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Not even started the thing I meant to do this episode. And we're still going to go because we have got Nature and Special to do. So Nature is easy. Arden Elder Beards come from Magnus Arden on the Bioness Leg, we know this, and so I'll go and gather them first. Is 5 AM really when day starts? I genuinely thought this game ran 6 till 6 or 7 till 7. Like, there's still stars out. I suppose the sun is bright. I don't know if I have talked about them before actually, yeah, how Xenoblade doesn't have a... It's clearly not a not soul-centric, what's the word for it? What's the opposite of geocentric? Either way, they make no bones around the fact that there's one light in the Xenoblade world and it just gets brighter and darker every day. There's no orbital mechanics or any nonsense like that. There is literally just one sun, and if you watch it during sunset, just that light gets darker until it goes out. It doesn't move at all. Mildly interesting. I think that should be enough Arden Beards now. Absolutely is. Toikelos King Egg. Again, I was talking about this earlier, it's weird how many of these things are based on Bioness Leg, but I suppose it's because this is when the game shows off to you, by the way, this is all the cool shit that will be open to you one day. There's many enemies here that are level 60 and 70, but one day you will fight them and you will defeat them. The Toikelos we have dealt with when we had to do some of the stuff with Gerugu and Batu Batu on the Traveller's Rest. And we had to make it nighttime in order to sneak past these Toikelos. But now, I can probably take them. If not, again, I'm willing to level up, but for now, I reckon we can kill this thing, surely. It's yellow, so we're not yet in you have to worry about accuracy problems. Oh, who the fuck's this prick? The last Rogel? Ugh. Oh, and another Toy-Coloss. Great. I thought we just got away with fighting that one, but there we go. Oh, is Fiora stunned? Ugh. I mean, it doesn't matter because I used a fucking pink art with Shulk anyway, but there we go. Oh, we killed them as well fairly easily, so let's harvest their corpses and hopefully we've got at least one Toy-Coloss King egg. Well, that's the Rogel's chest, so that's not going to be what we need. Yes, Toy-Coloss King egg, wonderful. And a second one, because why not? We need one more black liver bean, but I believe we can just get that from Time Attack. So, where is the nearest portal? Oh, there's one at Rangrinar Canyon. Why is that such a nightmare to say? That's a lie. There wasn't a Time Attack portal in Rangrinar Canyon. It's on the other side in Tephra Cave. But I know there is one here, obviously, at the refugee camp. So let's trade for a single black liver bean. At least we don't need both because they are expensive, and I don't think I can afford one. No. Right, so here's the easiest way to grind. Let's sort out my team. I want, I think, Shulk, then Dunban, then Fiora. And in terms of what we have access to, the best way for grinding is to do Sparks Fly, you die.
Alrighty.
So one of the things we need to remember to actually make this work is the fact that Dunban has not got an anti-Mechon weapon. So I'm going to fire a Battle Soul and hit this guy as much as I can to make sure we can fire off an enchant pretty soon, but an enchant should last basically the rest of this fight. And then we want to do kind of what we basically did when we fought this for the first time, but basically as long as we finish this within like 3-4 minutes, we're absolutely fine. So I actually want to just hang on to a chain attack until we're in the second wave. Then once we're on to the second phase, we start with Bifrons and we go straight into a chain attack. And then we just do Stream Edge. Then Electric Gutbuster. Then hopefully, ooh, we can't do Final Cross, but we'll do Sword Drones, that's fine. Should we topple? No, we're fine, we're toppled. After days is my point. I was hoping to use Fiora to use Final Cross, but turns out that's not necessary because she's used it herself. There we go. Let's go back into a chain attack. Then we will Buster with Shulk, which should kill everyone. Then kill everyone else with Soaring Tempest. Beautiful. Yeah, with this team, we should be able to do this under 2 minutes. As long as you get under 4.5, you'll get max Nop on Stone, which is still random. Most of the time, it's 5,000-ish. It can be up to 10,000. There's a weird dice roll element to it. Basically, there's something you get 80% of the time, something you get 19% of the time, and then something you get 1% of the time. 5,600 is the normal that we get. Well, I'll buy the 2 black beetles that we need. They're a collectible in the Ether Mine, but I can't be arsed with that. So let's do another 2, and that should get us what we need for the Black Leather Bean. Which is much better than traipsing around Bioness Interior for literally an hour and a half, 2 hours or so. You saw how long it took me to get the Rainbow Slug from the Fallen Arm. It is much harder to get like Black Leather Beans. That is literally hours of time spent, so Time Attack is at least reliable. It's a bit annoying to have to do the same combat basically in the same way, which takes realistically, including loading times and stuff, for 3 minutes, but at least you have a really linear relationship between the amount of time you put into this and what you get out. That, you know, you can just grind through this, whereas like realistically you're not actually grinding when it comes to getting collectibles from places. You're hoping for the best, whereas here at least you do grind out a steady rate of a resource which is guaranteed to give you the thing you want given time. Ooh, 466,000 chain damage. We did the entirety of Wave 2 in a single chain attack there. I think there's an achievement for getting 500,000, which we'll be close to. I think that now gives us enough to get the final black liver bean that we need. Oh my god, 400 more. Well, let's do an easy joke one. Let's do... The Walls Have Eyes. That's a Mechon one down in the Ether Mine, isn't it? Yeah, well, that was easy and fun. 38 seconds in an early one. Does that get us the 400 we need? Obviously, the amount of knob and stone you get is proportional to how actually difficult the challenge is. 2,400. Wonderful. He is thrilled beyond words. Oh, social butterfly achievement. That, I don't know what that is, but all of the things I can think of that being off the top of my head, it feels weird to get now, but there we go. Let's buy our second black liver bean and go and reconstruct Colony 6. We're all set to start mining again. The mine's ether crystals have gone up in rank, and we get an experience up 4, which is pretty good, but also level 5 crystals from the mine is not to be sniffed now. We'll have to go down there and actually have a look soon. The final chunk we need Inferno and Bolt elements, and we need some Rabbit diodes. The Rabbit diodes are relatively easy, if I remember correctly. They are from one of the wee kids in Colony 9. What's his name? Moritz. Susanna's kid will trade us for a couple of them. God, it's alarming how much of this game I just know in that way. He's actually got a quest for us, but let's do that later. Because we can't actually finish it now, I don't think. Yep, Rabbit Diode. Then I think for the rest of it we are due in Time Attack. Yep. We need 2 Inferno and 2 Bolt elements, and both of those you get from Nebulas in Prison Island. And fighting Nebulas is really annoying, because if you remember Nebulas, they have a tendency to explode before you actually kill them and get what you want out of them. And the Prison Island ones are particularly annoying to access, so frankly, these ones I think are 11-ish thousand each in Time Attack, which means, you know, let's just do 8 or 9 runs of Sparks Fly, you die. Still an easier process. No, those are collectibles, we need materials. Inferno and bolts, yeah, so we need 44-ish thousand. Cool, yep, that's fine. And that's the thing, is like, I could grind these things out for ages, at least here we get a reliable amount of effort out. Well, stuff out for effort in, so let's get rolling. So, that was about half an hour of grinding, but we have just got our last Inferno element. So, let's just check before I leave this place that we have got everything that the wee bastard wants. Okay, we actually need some money. Let's go and sell some crap quickly, and then I will see you over at Reconstruction Headquarters. And for the final time, we can reconstruct our special up to the final level. This was supposed to be the nice, simple opening to this episode. I've actually had to record this over 2 sessions for a single episode because it was an hour and a half of just looking around fucking the Fallen Arm. I've been it's been over 3 hours for the intro to an episode. But there we go, special increase by level 1. The HQ strongholds have been completed. You can get collectibles there. We've completed special, so we get a present of Master Glasses. Ether up 6. These are pretty good light armor for Melia. And then this is the real payoff. But no, this isn't the real payoff. The large ether lights. That's always, you always get lamps for completing each thing. But this the component can. Let's try that again. Titan Plate is what we get for completing level 5 on everything. It's not a great reward. Colony 6 is just it's a bit of a slog sometimes, and its results aren't entirely worth all the effort that go into it. But the important thing about having it all level 5 is we have more options for stuff we can do here. You will note, for example, that if I show it here, even though we've completed all 5, completion is only 74%. And that's in terms of people invited and quests here completed, because if we look at the overall affinity charts, you'll see, well, Upper Bionis we're actually still missing a final star, but basically this episode and the next few episodes are all going to be dealing with Upper Bionis quests that have come about after everything that happened at Mechonis Core, hence all the dead Hyentia. Well, not dead, and we're going to be dealing with that. Distraction, though. You'll notice Colony 6 is actually only on 3 stars, because we haven't done a lot of the quests in Colony 6. And all of them that are remaining will be after we've beaten the game, because now is not a good time to stop that. We are supposed to be going inside the Bionis and, well, inside Prison Island and fighting God, so, you know, we're not going to stop for little things around Colony 6. But we get this new music called the Colony Reborn, which is kind of cool, and there's a couple of hearts which are available, none of which we are going to actually have the affinity to do at the moment.